Hello everyone and welcome back. I have a second video for you on exponential equations. In the last video we looked at very simple exponential equations. So today our objective is to solve harder exponential equations. And it's not going to be a whole lot harder, just a little bit. So let's look at our first one. Solve for p. I have 64 to the power of p is equal to 16. Now, previously I told you the first thing to do is to rewrite your equation so that both sides have the same base. And you have to think to yourself, is there a way that I can write 16 to the power of, so that is there a way I can write 16 so that it's equal to 64 to the power of something? Well, the reality is no. And even if I were to look at 64, I cannot write 64 to be 16 to the power of something. So I almost have to go back to the drawing board and I have to rethink about this. What I do know about 64 and 16 is they are both powers of 4 though, right? So I know that 4 squared is equal to 16. I also know that 4 cubed is equal to 64. So what I can do is rewrite both of them so that they have the same base of 4. So here's what I have. I know that 64 is 4 cubed, and because there was still that p, it's going to be 4 cubed to the power of p is equal to 4 squared. Now let's look at this left-hand side over here. If I use my laws of exponents, I know that 4 cubed to the power of p, or the power of a power, can be multiplied in order to simplify them. And so I really can rewrite that as 4 to the power of 3p is equal to 4 squared. And now I have a case where the bases are all the same. They're both 4 to the power of something. So I can drop the base and set the powers equal to one another. So 3p is equal to 2. And now I solve p is equal to 2 over 3. Let me tell you what's really nice about this. If I wanted to check this exponential equation to see if my value for p is correct, all I need to do is substitute. So I can put into my calculator 64 to the power of 2/3, hit enter, and it will give me back 16. So you definitely can check by just substituting your value back into the equation. Now let's increase the intensity. I have 64 again, but now I have 64 is equal to 4 to the power of 2p plus 5. Let's talk about what I do know. I do know that 64 is equal to 4 cubed. So that's my first step. I'm going to rewrite them. Rewrite both sides of the equation. Well, I only needed to rewrite one side. So 4 cubed is equal to 4 to the power of 2p plus 5. Since the bases were the same, I could drop the base and put the powers equal to one another. So I have 3 is equal to 2p plus 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my inverse operations to solve. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So 3 minus 5 is equal to 2p. If I were to simplify that, negative 2 is equal to 2p. And then to solve, p is equal to negative 2 divided by 2. Simply put, p is equal to negative 1. And again, I can substitute this into my equation, and I will find that my value is 64. Let's look at another one. Third and final one for the day. Now this one is a whole lot more involved. I'm told solve for x. 5 to the power of 2x plus 3 is equal to 125 to the power of x plus 5. How am I going to handle this? Well, I know that 125 can be rewritten as 5 to the power of something. I know that 5 cubed is 125. So I'm going to rewrite that. My first line is going to say, or the first half, the left-hand side is going to say the same. 5 to the power of 2x plus 3 is equal to 5 cubed to the power of x plus 5. Now, in the previous line, I learned, or I was reminded in the previous question, that the power of power means that I can simply multiply these two expressions. So I will rewrite that as 5 to the power of 2x plus 3 is equal to 5 to the power of 3 times x plus 5. Now look, my bases are the same, so I can drop the base and set the powers equal to one another. So I have 2x plus 3 is equal to 3 times x plus 5. What's next? Obviously, I'm going to remove those brackets, right? And so what I did, kept my left-hand side, 2x plus 3 is equal to 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15. Now I'm going to go through the process of solving this multi-step equation. So I collected like terms. My next step, I have 2x minus 3x is equal to 15 minus 3. Once I have all of my variables on the left-hand side and all of the constants on the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and solve. Well, finish it up. Negative 1x is equal to 12. And of course, I don't want a negative x, so x is equal to negative 12. All right, these were 3 very short, very straightforward questions, but a little bit harder than what I did in video 1. I hope that this helps you as you go through any assignments that you have, and I hope that I answered some questions that you did have. If I didn't, feel free to post those questions in the comment section and let me know, and I'll try my best to answer you. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye.